Gemini. This is your September forecast. I'm dumping tarot cards everywhere. My name is Diane. I do astrology, and I will pull some cards for you. And I want to first thank any and all people who have come and visited my channel and subscribed. Thank you so much. I'm building my little but mighty channel. Gemini's sun or rising sign, if you know that, I'm going to be doing the forecast for September. And I know you can go lots of places to understand your astrology. I use tarot on top of my astrology, and I do an intuitive interpretation, so I'm a little bit different. Plus I do paper divination and hypnotherapy and life coaching. I channel and that sort of thing. You, Gemini, your area of your life that is really being focused on is your 12th house, which is your inner deep secrets or stuff that you may not even be aware of. It's sometimes past life stuff, sometimes ancestors. For you, you've been going through this maybe sudden changes around that for the last several years. But with Jupiter there, it's causing that area of your life to expand, and it's really a blessing. Jupiter's a positive planet, and it does cause expansion. But whenever I think of Jupiter in our 12th house, I think of like very beneficial. You're being guided with an angelic force and divine force to learn about that spiritual level for yourself. And then bring it into your first house when it goes into the first house and causes you to expand into the tangible real world. So right now you're going through that period. And you also may find that you had this sudden understanding because Uranus is there. So that's happening, and it will happen until like next year, May. But for September, it's going to be expanding in that area. And so it's squaring your Venus, or the Venus, and that's retrograde in your third house. So what that means, that's about communication and speaking. And Venus is about beauty. It's a lower octave of Jupiter. So they kind of are at a tension, but at the same time working together. And that means you may have to review how you come across, and you might find that you can speak more eloquently or you communicate more eloquently, but it's going to take some learning on your part. You may find that you're required to even create beautiful things. You may have to redo them. But then at the end of September or in October, when it goes direct and it gets out of that third house, you're going to find that you've learned so much. And it's a really good opportunity for you to tighten up how you speak or communicate, also learning. So you might find that maybe you're in school and you're learning different techniques of learning. And you might find you get really creative by doing that, maybe working with other people. But it's been going through that sign. So it's, or that part of your life. And then you have Mars for the next month in Libra. And that sign is about diplomacy and the other person and our partners. But for you, it's in your 5th house of joy and kid stuff and romance and parties and risk-taking. So for you, that means you may find you have a lot more activity around your kids, or a lot more activity if you want to make kids, or a lot of energy in regards to romance, or maybe you get out there more now because you have this oomph, this energy to do that. It's also about you paying attention to the other people in your life in a way that is more diplomatic, and you maybe put yourself in their situation a little bit, and you might find that you connect more with people because Mars in Libra is a very sign that everybody wants to get along. They want everybody to get along, and it's in your 5th house of romance and kids and creativity. So you might find that you work together with people much easier in this regard, creative projects and that sort of thing. Saturn is in your 10th house and is going to be there for about 2.5 years. So what that means is you might find you're much more responsible at your work, your career, your reputation. You're going to have to commit. That's usually the classic symbol of this, where you have to commit more at work. And you might find that you're you know, exhausted. And by the end, 2.5 years, you might say, well, I'm done doing that. I can, you know, it really helps you evaluate what's important to you, because Saturn is our teacher of the zodiac. It teaches you what you can commit to, what you're responsible for, because he brings that into your life in those areas of your house. And for you, it's in your career house. So you may find maybe you're done with that career because you've done enough. So for September, Gemini, I'm going to pull some cards. And so beginning of love. So maybe that Mars in Libra in your 5th house of love and romance. I see the Ace of Cups. So isn't that nice? So this is an offering of emotional support and love, or just an emotional satisfaction. And that's a beautiful card. The Hermit is about a spiritual higher level. And with that Jupiter and Uranus in your 12th house, that tells me that you're going to go sit by yourself, or maybe this is a good month to do that. Sit and journal. You don't have to journal. You can just sit quietly, you know, talk on your phone to yourself or whatever, talk to God, pray, meditate, whatever that is. But Hermit he's the guiding force, showing you the way. He's showing you the path. So emotional possibilities, and this is the guiding force. And then 4 of Cups. Here's another offer of love. Can you see this cup here and this cup here? And so these are both offers. Now he is meditating. He has all of these here, and he has got his eyes closed. And sometimes you may not, he doesn't see this possibility in front of him. That's what I'm interpreting that as meaning. And you have this other possibility of emotional support or love, and then the Hermit is guiding you. So I think for you guys, I'm getting, you need to listen into your intuitive guidance. And Geminis, you're a very cerebral sign and usually busy. So this is about you stopping and listening and trusting. And that's what I'm getting for you. And you're going to find that you're going to have a really good, because Mars trining your Sun is really good for using that energy to the highest level you can for the next month. It just feels just like a super positive month for you, Gemini. So until next time, thanks for coming by. Hey, don't forget to subscribe right here. Push the button so every time I come out with a new video, you'll be the first to know.